In less than 24 hours, the Trump administration was grappling with two big challenges in the foreign policy space. The first was Israel's brazen airstrikes on the offices of Hamas in Doha. And the second was Russia's drone incursion deep into Polish airspace. Both these incidents are major affronts to the American president's authority. After all, Donald Trump had repeatedly claimed that he would deal with both the Gaza and Ukraine conflicts swiftly and decisively. In each case, he has had to deal with leaders who he sees as natural allies. But both Russian President Vladimir Putin and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu have thrown a massive spanner in the wheels of the White House's peacemaking efforts. The Doha strike came just 2 days after the Trump administration delivered its latest proposals to end the war in Gaza. On his Truth Social page, Trump warned Hamas that this was a last chance. He said, "I have warned Hamas about the consequences of not accepting. This is my last warning, there will not be another one." So Hamas's senior leadership had gathered in the Qatari capital to consider their response. But Israel didn't wait to hear it. The attack didn't just blow up the latest US proposals, it may have wrecked the entire delicate architecture of Gaza diplomacy, on which the Trump administration was relying heavily on. The US has one of its most important air bases in Qatar, which has led many to conclude that it's inconceivable that Washington didn't see the Israeli jets approaching. But according to the White House, news of the Israeli raid came too late to offer Qatar any meaningful warning. But if there wasn't a green light from Washington, what does this say about Trump's ability to influence Netanyahu's actions? For the last 2 years, Israel has been flexing its military muscles across the Middle East, able to attack at will countries as far-flung as Yemen and Iran. In both those cases, the US was also involved and shared the objectives, halting Houthi attacks on Israel and shipping in the Red Sea, and thwarting Iran's nuclear ambitions. But an attack on Qatar, which is a key US regional ally, is a whole different thing.
What was the message of the Qatari Prime Minister on Friday?
Look, we're with them. You know, they've been a great ally. A lot of people don't understand that about Qatar, but Qatar's been a great ally. They also lead a very difficult life because they're right in the middle of everything. So they have to be a little bit politically correct in their terms. But I will tell you, they've been a great ally for the United States, Qatar.
What was your message today to Netanyahu about the strikes on Qatar? It was reportedly
Well, my message is this. They have to be very, very careful. They have to do something about Hamas. But Qatar has been a great ally to the United States.
A furious Qatar rushed its prime minister to the US to meet Trump and then hosted an Arab Islamic emergency summit. The US president simultaneously sent his top diplomat, Marco Rubio, to Israel to meet Netanyahu and discuss the fallout of the Doha strike. But Netanyahu appeared to be more determined to strike Hamas anywhere.
Your presence here in Israel today is a clear message that America stands with Israel. You stand with us in the face of terror, in the face of the incredible, I would almost say, Middle Ages lies that are directed against us, the rising anti-Semitism in the world, and really the weak governments that are putting pressures on us because they collapse under the pressure of Islamist minorities and incredible vilification.
In August 2025, Trump welcomed Putin to a historic summit in Alaska, rolling out the red carpet for the Russian president. He followed it up with a meeting with Ukraine's President Zelensky and several European leaders. But far from progress towards a deal, the weeks ever since have only brought in more escalation. From intensifying Russian drone and missile strikes on Ukraine to, for the first time, a flagrant incursion into NATO airspace. It's not the first time that Russian projectiles have landed in Poland, but previous episodes were close to the border and seemingly accidental. But this time, there was nothing accidental about 19 Russian drones flying deep into Poland. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk told Parliament that this was the closest we have been to an open conflict since World War II. Despite Russian denials, the incident is being seen as a deliberate effort by Moscow to test NATO's resolve. And since the United States remains the alliance's most powerful member, that means that Putin is testing Trump's resolve as well. The American president's apparent reluctance to respond did not go unnoticed. After initial silence, he said the drone incursion to Poland could have been a mistake.
What's your reaction to Russian drone incursion into Poland?
Could have been a mistake. Could have been a mistake. But regardless, I'm not happy about anything having to do with that whole situation. But hopefully it's going to come to an end.
The claim was promptly rejected by Polish Prime Minister Tusk, who said it was no mistake. The following day, Romania said a Russian drone has breached its airspace, the second NATO country to report such an incursion. But Trump remained silent. Given the US president's previous ambivalence about NATO, alliance members want reassurance that when the sovereignty of an ally is threatened, Washington can be relied on to respond. 2 days, 2 conflicts, and 2 conundrums. For Trump, a leader who does not like or expect to be challenged, this has been a testing experience to say the very least. But will he rise to the occasion and set the record straight with Netanyahu and Putin?
Been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.